Breaking news, everyone. As we were sleeping last night, the military-industrial complex was not, as they usually do, not. And they were bombing Iran, Tehran, the capital city to be exact.
Explosions rocked multiple cities across Iran, including its capital, Tehran. Videos from Tehran show smoke. You see it here billowing over the city. And now we're getting reports of explosions in Gulf Arab countries hosting U.S. military bases.
The objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
Right now, we are witnessing the beginnings of a world war, potentially a world war. It's really that serious. Let's just talk a little bit about what this really is. This is really a distraction, for one, for Donald Trump, because we all just found out that he has allegedly, illegally removed interviews, documents, and different files from the Epstein's files that accused him, allegedly, of raping a minor. So this is kind of coming at a great time. One, Donald Trump does not have power to unilaterally just start bombing other countries. He's already done it with Venezuela and the kidnapping of the President Maduro. He's not an angel, but it's illegal. And usually to do these type of things, not usually, the law or the powers that be that have set a precedence that you have to go through Congress before you can start dropping bombs, invading countries. But he already did that with Maduro. And what's so crazy and how Donald Trump and his administration is running this thing, they are literally pretty much said, we're coming to get the oil, Maduro. They tore his country down. They emplaced a puppet leader, as they always do with imperialism and colonialism, neocolonialism. And they are literally right now taking oil from under the Venezuelan people. And Donald Trump has offshore bank accounts in Qatar, which also goes in with the Iran attack, because you start seeing how all these people are playing together in Israel. Donald Trump is operating like a gangster, a mobster. He's stealing oil from under Venezuelan people. He kidnapped their president, and he's taking their resources and putting it into his personal bank account. The most corrupt politician on planet Earth ever. Like, just to be honest. This guy's crazy. But let's talk a little bit about Iran. Iran's population is about 90 million people, right? They've been a government for at least the last 50 years. Iran is not like Venezuela. I don't know what America is expecting. Iran is not, that city, that country, that is not something to play with. Me personally, I'm not in the military. I've never been in the military, and I'm never going to the military. I'm not going over to a foreign country to kill women and children for some rich man or corporation or to make profit. Because that's what essentially they're sending young men out there into the desert with these people in Iran who've lived there since the beginning of time. And you hand them a gun and say, go chase some Iraqis around. In this case, some Persians. If you understand the racial makeup of Iran, there are Arabs and Persians, completely different. But let's talk about this, why the Epstein and Israel thing. Israel's been pushing war since the beginning of Israel's conception. 9/11, remember when they said they had weapons of mass destruction, that was coming from the Israeli intelligence at that time, saying, hey, Saddam Hussein has bombs. He's the one that trained the flight, the suicide, what do you call the guys? I don't know. The suicide pilots that flew the planes into the World Trade Center, to come to find out that, it was Saudis who were the ones who were flying the planes. Now, if you understand Saudi Arabia's relationship with the United States, it's very deep. It's a lot of money being traded and handed over. You see how Donald Trump got a $400 million plane from the Saudis there's a long relationship there. So some of us who are pretty well informed, we believe this was an inside thing. I think America wanted to go and invade Iran for Israel, so they allowed the attack on at best, they allowed the attack to go through with the World Trade Center, if not help set it up themselves. God, these are diabolical games being played out here. Hitler set fire to his own Reichstag to then begin the genocide and the erasure of the Jewish people in Germany. Governments have done this for a long time, where they will stage horrific events within the country to push a political issue that they want to be done. Okay, so one thing that is very obvious also is that they did this during the daytime.
Explosions rocked multiple cities across Iran, including its capital, Tehran. Videos from Tehran show smoke. You see it here billowing over the city. And now we're getting reports of explosions in Gulf Arab countries hosting U.S. military bases. Live look now at Abu Dhabi, where explosions were reported, in addition to Bahrain and Qatar. A video now of an explosion in Bahrain. Officials say a missile hit the service center of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet in the country. These strikes happened barely a day after the latest round of indirect nuclear talks between Iran and the U.S. And sources tell CNN the U.S. military is planning for these attacks to last for days. Israel said the same, and both President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are now calling for regime change.
To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Yeah, Iran media reported just hours ago that Iran already launched dozens of ballistic missiles at Israel. And Qatari officials say that Qatar already intercepted 2 Iranian missiles, indicating Iran is carrying out that plan to retaliate. And our team is up and covering this breaking story from around the world. We'll get to Zach Cohen and Elena Treen in just a moment, but I want to start with CNN's Jeremy Diamond first. He's in Tel Aviv. Jeremy, have any of the Iron Dome intercepted any of those missiles? Is there a timing on when those might arrive?
Well, we certainly know that Iran has already fired a barrage of ballistic missiles at Israel. We had sirens going off not only here in Tel Aviv, but also in Jerusalem, in northern Israel, in southern Israel, pretty much Israelis everywhere across the country, millions heading to bomb shelters as those ballistic missiles came in. It does appear that there were several intercepts. We have not yet gotten reports of any actual impacts as a result of those ballistic missiles. But all of this kicked off this morning around 8:15 a.m. local time. Israelis were woken to the sound of sirens, not announcing incoming missiles, but rather alerting Israelis to this new state of emergency that is in place as Israel announced that it had struck targets in Iran. We then quickly learned that it was not just Israel, but that these are joint strikes carried out by the United States and the Israeli militaries, targeting a range of targets inside of Iran. I'm told that there were dozens of targets that were struck by both militaries. We have been watching, of course, for weeks now as the United States has been carrying out this enormous military buildup in the region, but simultaneously a diplomatic track was taking place. But this morning, that diplomatic track was completely cast aside in favor of this military action by the United States and Israel. We heard from President Trump making clear that this is not just about going after Iran's ballistic missile and nuclear programs, but setting the conditions for regime change.
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries.
Usually most they dropped bombs, missiles, and whatnot within the capital city during the daytime. Usually, militaries and whatnot don't like to do this during the daytime because they kind of like to make sure it's dark. You can't really see what's going on. For them to do it broad daylight, it's because they're trying to provoke a response from Iran. Now, Iran, they want them to say, you got to do something now. So now that when something happens, watch. They're going to say, look at Iran. Look at Iran. Look how they act. They're over here trying to kill us, just like October 7th with Israel. Oh my God! Look at these Palestinians. Look at how they are attacking us right now. But you guys have had how many October 7th? Israel, you guys will make October 7th look like a birthday party. The Nakbas and all that stuff, and the annexation of the West Bank and Gaza, the settlements, like you guys are doing it October. Right now in Gaza is October 7th every day. Just to let you guys know. 80% of Gaza is gone. It's just dust and rubble. It said it will at least take a year with a full round, day in, day out crew just to clear out the rubble. And then you see Donald Trump go to the World Economic Forum saying it's going to be great land. They already got plans for it. It's going to be a billionaire's hideout. Okay, so another thing that we're also questioning is the reason why the Epstein thing is so prevalent. Epstein was a Mossad agent. We all know that by this time. Like, we all understand Epstein had a lot to do with Israeli intelligence. And what we're seeing is Donald Trump is doing everything Israel wants. He moved the embassy to Tel Aviv. And that was a big deal because it always was in Palestine, but they moved it to Israel, Tel Aviv. And not only that, he's turned a blind eye to the settlements and the taking of homes and the murders that are happening. And this is straight apartheid that's going on in Israel to the Palestinians. Then we're also seeing that he's doing things that the Palestinians don't even ask for. I think, who was it? I think it was Adelson. He gave Adelson some part of the West Bank, and he was like, whoa, we didn't even ask for that. and there was a meeting with Israel, and the president said, Donald Trump, he introduced him, he said, Donald Trump, the first president of Israel, the first Jewish president. And Donald Trump, when Donald Trump, he's a prideful guy, literally stood there and said, you know what? I think so. So that's kind of creepy. So with Epstein, we know that he has information on Donald Trump's decrepit, deprived, satanic lifestyles. We even starting to see in the Epstein files where they were eating children. Like, guys, I don't think you guys understand how evil these people are. Like, I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but they eat babies. They take the blood of babies because they believe it gives them youth. It's a whole satanic ritual sect that runs this little secret cabal of billionaires who were born billionaires. They live in a whole different world than us, trust me. So they sent those missiles during the daytime to provoke a return. Once again, this is an illegal war. It was not approved by Congress. So Donald Trump has presidential immunity. I guess the Supreme Court has said that a president can do whatever he wants. I don't know why he would tell Donald Trump that, but he can do whatever he wants and there will be no repercussions. So Donald Trump is like, I can get away with this. But for all you guys out there in certain positions, you do not have presidential immunity. You will have to repay for this at some point. Hopefully, if the Democrats and Hakeem Jeffrey, if we can get Chuck Schumer the hell out of there, we might be able to do something.